Before the video starts, I just wanted to let you know that my commissions are now open on Ko-fi. Hi and welcome back to a new video. So I am so excited because today I'm going to be trying out the set of 90 acrylic markers that ARRTX have sent me. Now I feel so spoiled. Thank you so much for ARRTX for honestly doing so much. I feel like most of my videos is just me trying out their products. I am so grateful though. But yeah, let's get right into it. So here I have already swatched all of the markers. I actually really like the color range. One of the colors, 43, let me see if I can grab it. This one is like, this one here, I think is completely dried up because it just, no color comes out. The tiniest bit, I don't know if you can see that, but that right there. Yeah, it's very dry. But other than that, all of these are really nice and saturated and, you know, full of pigment. I've already tried out a drawing with them. Here it is. Quite cute. I actually really like them, and I think they're really fun to use. I think for today's video, I'm going to create some kind of like tiger, shark, flowy animal, because I want to go back to merging two different like creatures together to make something like almost like mythical looking and fun. So that's what I'm going to try and do, and I feel like these markers will definitely help. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Also, I am voicing this while doing this, so if I seem a bit nervous, then that is why. But honestly, I think this is probably easier. I feel less like scared, even though it still feels quite new to me. I think I'm gonna use this image as a reference. I quite like how it looks, and I think it would be really nice if this part of the body here was like a shark tail. So I'm gonna try and do that. I don't draw tigers very often, but you know, I'm still gonna make it like stylized because I don't want to make it look too realistic right now. I'm gonna be using this reference instead because the other one was not going well. And I feel like this could be really fun as well. I might just adjust it a little bit so the paws are kind of out here. But yeah, I like that the tail could be like this over here. It seems like a perfect reference in my opinion, so I'm just going to use this one really. And that means we'll do it from the top of the page actually. I think I'm just going to try and like do very straight lines first. Let's give him some like hair there. And I really like that tigers have these like fluffy kind of like pouches on the side of their necks. It's so cute. I'm gonna try my best to utilize that. Should I make the actual tail of the shark bit look fluffy as well? Would that be a bit weird? But I feel like all of it has to be fluffy. If one part of it is fluffy, it won't really look natural. I mean, it's not gonna look natural anyway, you know, a tiger-shark hybrid doesn't even exist. Ooh, but maybe I should make it... See, I have so many thoughts right now. I'm thinking, what if this was like a more elegant sea creature, such as like a whale? But then, you know, I feel like tigers are very, not ferocious, they're fierce animals. They're very powerful, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Very powerful animals. So it feels like making it like half whale would be quite, I don't know, it wouldn't really suit it, but it would definitely look cool. I'm bringing it out onto the next page, and I'm just gonna add some more like shark-esque bits, like the fins. I feel like the tail starts around here, like this bit, because these two fins here kind of connect it in a way. I definitely made the drawing a bit too big, but that's okay because we can then utilize this like blank-ish area here with different things, and I was thinking maybe like small cats that are just like turning into fish or something like that. But yeah, I think it would be so fun because it's gonna look so good when we have the stripes going down. I feel like there we go. Okay, so I have a line so I know where to put the stripes and everything. I wonder if maybe... I quite like that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start colouring this in, I think. I'm gonna start with doing the light. So I need to figure out where the light is actually going to be shining, and I feel like it would be fun to have it kind of like on the top. Pretty sure you're meant to give them a good shake before you use them, so I'm gonna start doing that because I keep forgetting to use them. I do that quite a bit with markers. I just forget to shake them before using them, and then they come out more transparent which is not ideal, but that's okay. Nice to also have some here. Then I'm gonna go in with this one, number 18, which will be like the base color. Maybe I should blend them. I've not tried blending them, but it seems kind of scary to do that. I guess when you're blending them, you just gotta be careful about the color of the darker color, or like whatever color you're blending it with, like getting stuck to the nib. I'm not gonna fully blend it because I want there to be harsh lines, because I think that'll be more interesting to the eye and it will just look more put together, I think. Oh my gosh, I'm doing this so messy, but I'm gonna do a couple of the darker, like where the shading should be. Just so I don't get lost. I feel like this is a bit too dark, but it should be okay. If it goes the way I want, it'll look okay. I think this is gonna look a little different as it's not gonna be in my usual like cutesy style, because I know that I usually doing stuff in like a more cute style, but I kind of wanted to, I felt quite inspired by Caro line art here on YouTube, and I just wanted to try something new out. So yeah, as I'm going along, I'm just gonna try and like blend bits together. I think I'm just hoping that if I blend it, it won't look as odd. This orange is like so juicy. I'm gonna add some like fluff as well as I go on, just to make it more fun. So I've decided to grab another sketchbook just so that I can like get the paint off the nibs. Like, let's say there was a bit of orange on this one, I would just get rid of it by swatching it on here. So that's quite useful. So I'm going to be doing that. Like, I'm trying to just make the colours blend a little more, so actually blending them and then putting fluff between the layers makes it look really nice, which I'm really happy about. Not sure about this orange colour though. It is so very dark and like saturated. It's not the kind of tiger orange that I would hope, but it's looking okay for now. So I'm just gonna hope that this is a trust the process type thing. I was probably the most excited for the end of the tail, just because I'm a very big fan of sharks, and so one of the things that I love so much about them is their tails, because they're just so cool. They're so cool. I don't know. Different sharks have different tails, and I just think that's really awesome. I really like that these nibs are so like flexible. I really like that. They feel really nice. I was really worried that they'd like dry really quick, but they're still as juicy as ever. I'm gonna just add a few details, such as more fluff, to make this look like just a massive cute little kitty. But yeah, you can really build up with these markers, which I really like. It's so like interesting because obviously I've tried so many different markers on this channel, and yet they're all so different at the same time. Like, ARRTX alone have made so many different markers, and they're all so different, and I feel like they're always getting better with quality. I don't know, I feel like I can really rely on ARRTX to make good paint markers such as these. I feel like the OG was Posca, and I've tried Posca, but they're just, one, way too expensive, and two, they don't have a brush nib, I don't think, the same way that these do, which I think is why they're so appealing to artists, really, because they're just a pen version of actual acrylic paint, and they're just much, I think they're easier to use. They're more fun to use as well. And you can get the same techniques, well, use the same techniques as you would with regular acrylic paints. I do feel like I'm just yapping at this point. I'm so sorry. Ooh, I really like how that looks. Not sure if the camera's picking that up very well, but that looks nice. The amount of like love and support that I've been receiving is so like overwhelming. I've never like imagined that this many people would be interested in my content, and I'm truly so thankful. That's why I always mention it in videos. I feel like I really do repeat myself, but it's just because I feel so, I don't know, I feel really happy and lucky that I get to do this and share my art with you guys, because it's like something that I've always dreamed of doing, really. Now that I'm actually doing it, it feels really nice, and I'm very happy and grateful. And I just want to make sure that you guys know that. Ooh, that looks really good. Oh my gosh. Yes, 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 yes. I think I'm really liking this style of like video as well, where I'm just like talking as I draw. It is a little hard because I feel like I don't make sense a lot of the time, but
it's nice. I'm also thinking about this and I'm like, wow, this is probably going to be somewhat of a long video, so I'm not sure if I should add more stuff into this blank area. Maybe I should just add some like block writing, maybe? I think that would be good. But yeah, now that I'm done with basically the base, it is time to move on to the stripes. Now that I've used these, I'm gonna go and grab, let me just refer back to my swatches, if I can find them. I'm gonna grab S46 and a black. Or maybe I shouldn't do black. No, I'm gonna do black. It'll add some like boldness to it. I'm really worried about messing up. But the cool things about these markers is that if you make a mistake, you can literally just go over it. I don't know why I'm so nervous about it then. They're such a simple solution. But yeah, I'm gonna just start with kind of the main stripes for the tiger. And it's okay if I go over some of the details. I can always add them back in if I feel like that's necessary. So the reason I have two different stripe colors is because I want to make them darker where there isn't, you know, the light, and obviously in the shadows, so just want to be able to add that kind of detail to it. I'm really liking this drawing so far though. It is so nice. Like, I'm really proud. And I'm not looking at references for the stripes, I'm just going off of like what I think should be on it, because this isn't even a real animal, so it's all up to the imagination, I'd say. Now I'm following the line that I can see of the pencil that I had originally put down, and I don't want to make it like too neat and tidy, so I'm going to make it look a little bit random in places and then just like fill it as I go. But I think this is going to end up looking really nice. Like, that already looks really fun and like good, actually. Now I feel like the hardest part to put the stripes on is face. Bear in mind I've not given it eyes yet, and I feel like I should. I feel like that will be the eye there. So if I just add a little brow. I've added a nose already. Now if I just add a bit of the detail. And the nice thing about how flexible these markers are is you can get really thin lines and really thick lines, which is actually quite perfect for the stripes. And a little shine for the nose. Do this as well. Like, look at how good the white looks on that. That is truly amazing. Like, these acrylic markers are so good. Like, I get so excited despite having tried so many. I get so excited whenever there's a new one for me to try. I am quite literally obsessed with acrylic markers. They are so fun, and I actually use them quite often. Actually, I have them beside my bed because I like to draw in bed. Now, I don't even know if there's supposed to be white around the tiger's back, but I'm just going with it now, I think. Because I think it adds some nice, like, visual looks. Like, it's nice to look at visually. See, this is what I mean by, like, I'm quite literally yapping and I don't know if I make sense. But I'm really enjoying this, actually. And hopefully you are too. Now to add some darker, let's just add it on the ear here, on here too. Also, with this specific set, because it is the set of 90, there is so much. There are so many colors. I love the range. As you can see, I've used so many like different colors just on this one piece. Also right now I'm just gonna go and outline with black as well, just to make it a little more fun. It adds depth to the drawing whenever there's line art, even if it's just a little bit. Also, when there's like a sharp edge, I like to like smoothen it out, round it out, I guess, because it looks more gentle, I'd say. I really hope my head isn't in the frame. That would be a little bit embarrassing. But yeah, you see, it just adds that kind of boldness that this drawing was needing, sorry. And it just makes it look nicer, more interesting. Wow, you know, for someone who doesn't really draw tigers, I think this is looking pretty decent. Also, if there's like a mistake, like here I accidentally went over my sketch, I'll just also use like a darker color to make it be like, oops, accidentally colored out of the line, but it's okay because you know what it was meant to be in. Wow, this is quite different to what I would usually do, I'd say. But I'm not hating it. But that also does bring me, like, the question of, since this is a little different, what are you guys gonna think? What do you guys think? Do you guys like this? I know it's quite different to, like, my usual style. But is it still enjoyable? I think it is, personally. I think it's a bit refreshing to see a new way of my work, I guess. Ooh, I'm actually like, I'm eating this up. Sorry. I feel like I'm really eating this up, which is funny because I was not enjoying it at first. I was really skeptical because it looked a little silly, and I voiced my opinions about the colours and how I was a little nervous, and I said maybe it's a trust the process, and yeah, I think that's something that I've like come to terms with. A lot of like the stages of art is really like trust the process, and it's like hard to get people to believe you that it's a trust the process because they don't see what you're seeing in your mind. I think as we go down to the tail, I'm gonna put less and less joined stripes because I think when we go to the tail, it's kind of like the territory of something new, you know, like maybe this was a tiger that was made in like a lab so it can like swim. Can tigers swim well? I'm not sure. Like they're so like, they have so much fluff. Does it like weigh them down? I don't know. Maybe that's something I should look into. But maybe the story of this tiger is just like they wanted something so like deadly in the oceans, so they made this. But who knows? I think I'm gonna leave the stripes like this and just work a little more on like the fins and the paw and obviously the tail part here. I hope that this light is not distracting because I'm just trusting my camera to be good, basically. Because I've been playing around with the settings, so a lot of my videos look very different because I'm trying to see what works best for me and what looks best on camera, because I'm not a very big camera person. I don't know much about cameras, so I'm still learning quite a bit. And it's a very scary process, if I'm honest, because I do worry, like, is this going to be good? Will the people like it? But yeah, so yeah, I'm always trying to better myself and my channel, because I don't know, this is something I'm very passionate about and something that I very much enjoy. So I'm really hoping that it all works out. So I'm just gonna add some like swishy bits because that's quite fun. Look at that there. That was quite nice. So I'm gonna add some of that to like the fins and all, because I think that would look really nice. I'm just gonna continue with the black line art as well. And this is the eye here. I don't know how obvious that is. That is meant to be an eye. So I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go recently. I don't know, I think I'm a very anxious being, so going outside can be very daunting. Oh my gosh, my words. But as silly as it sounds, I think Pokemon Go definitely is like helping me come out of my shell and enjoy going on walks and be less like worried about the people around me. So that's really fun, actually. I've been really digging it. And I don't have many good Pokemon on it. I only just learned that you can do like this thing called appraising it, where you see how good it is with its defense, its health, and its attacks. And I was checking the Pokemon that I've been using when I do the battles, and oh my gosh, now I understand why I wasn't very good at battles, because I was using Pokemon that had terrible attack and terrible HP. So, yeah. What? The more you know. I think I'll add it to like my members thing, but if you play Pokemon Go and you're a member of my channel, please add me. I will be putting my username and like the QR code there, so because I don't know if it's like, it's not really doxing because you can add anyone on it, but it's a little scary, so I'll put it on my members only. Oh, this is turning out so nice. Oh wow, guys, I'm chuffed to bits right now. Very proud, very proud. The sun is coming out. I know I said it was really windy, but I don't know. The sun's decided, how about we come out again? And maybe it's a representation of how I'm feeling about this drawing now. Because when it was windy, I was like, But now I'm like, yes, this is epic. I'm very happy. Wow, this is really nice. Okay. I can't wait to make my thumbnail, actually, because it's going to be so fun to play with like this empty space in the thumbnail. That would be perfect. If I line up some pencils and like, the markers. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm becoming big brain. After I upload this video, since it's such a nice day, if it's still nice, I will go out and draw in the garden. Oh, that might have been a really thick line. Oh, no, actually, I think it's okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? Not sure how long I've spent on it, but I'm thinking to make this more of a longer video anyways, because I think that would be more interesting, more, I guess, people are more likely to look at it, because I feel like with art, it's like a lot of people draw along to art videos, so I think if it's a longer video, it might be better for some of those viewers that do like to draw along to a video. Who knows? I might not make it a very long one. Depends how I think the footage turns out. I think this is almost done because sometimes, okay, this might not look like the most finished piece, but I do quite like the look of stuff when it's not finished. It adds a more like artisty kind of vibe, in my opinion. I also like to go in where there's like background and like foreground and make sure I'm making it more obvious to the viewer, so doing line art there also really helps. I think I can almost call this done. I'm going to use a couple more markers to make it really pop, and then we will see how that looks. My camera is dying. I've just glanced at it. So I'm not that mad because at least it's not dying, like, at least it wasn't dying earlier, you know. There we go. Let's add a few more white stripes just to make it pop that little bit more. Yeah, these markers, you can tell how nice they are, and like they have such a good like texture. I'm using an Art Talons sketchbook, if that helps. So that's what it looks like on this paper. I don't know what it looks like on other paper because I am very much in love with the Art Talons sketchbooks, but I will be testing out an ARRTX sketchbook at some point. I think some point soon. So I'll do some like swatch tests and tell you guys my opinion, because I've tried lots of different sketchbooks that I've bought because I really like experimenting with new supplies when I can. So yeah, I've been really stuck with the Art Talons Creation sketchbooks. I have tried the Leuchtturm ones, and actually I did not think they suited me at all. I know that they're very loved in the art community, but you know, they're quite pricey and they're just, I don't know, I'm not a fan of the paper. I don't like how pencil looks on it. Yeah, so that's my opinion on that one. I've also tried, like, you know, the ones you get at like the art shops, such as like Hobbycraft. That's what we have in the UK. I don't know. I've tried their ones. I do like them, but they're just, I would really rather just have Art Talons Creation sketchbooks. And on that note, hold on. I think I'm done. Wow, I'm very pleased. I am very pleased with that. Hold on, I will give you guys a nicer, better look. Here is the finished product. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!